I want 14 and threes. I want 14 and twos. I want AFC championship games. I want Super Bowls, but it all starts with playoff wins, which is something, if I'm not mistaken, he has not had since, I believe it was, correct me if I'm wrong here, but 2021, 2022. It's been a while. It's been a
Hmm.
while. And I don't recall him winning more than one playoff game in the past 5 to 7 years. That's sad. That's sad that I'm saying this story. Yes, Tomlin has not won a playoff game since 2016. Mike McCarthy have only won like what, 2, 3 playoff games since then. When did that
Correct.
become a standard in Pittsburgh? So with that alone, I just don't understand how we're going to be able to meet that standard even with him here. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it either. I think the thing about Mike McCarthy, I think this hire was a hire. I think it was. I legit think it was a bridge hire. I don't think this is necessarily our coach going into the future. And the reason why I'm saying that is because of the staff that he's assembling around him is younger guys. And I'm noticing like some of the guys that's up under him, Scott Tolzien. I heard that was a name. Like just some of the stuff I've been hearing, just around because I know a couple people that work for the organization, stuff like that. I think this might be a bridge hire. I'm thinking we give him about a couple years, get the real coach that's going to be the coach in there. Because I mean, how long is he going to coach? He's 62. How long are you going to really coach for, sir?
I'll see 2 years max.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like it's not going to be a long coaching situation for him. I do think that Mike McCarthy is a heck of a coach, but like you said, all you got is the offense of Mike Tomlin. You got the offense of Mike Tomlin. Um, and I love Mike Tomlin. You know what I'm saying? Kudos to him for holding it down because what we got to realize is this organization hasn't done him any favors.
It
He
has.
hasn't done him any favors. Not when it comes to the team they assembled around him. Not when it comes to the players they have given him, the headaches they have given him, because he has to deal with the headaches of these players. I mean, he had to deal with Le'Veon Bell, AB, Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, these temperamental guys, and he held it down. Everything has been in house, like in house. I've noticed that, and that's what I love about Tom. He always kept everything in house. No matter what, we you see AB every once in a while in the news, but then you'll see him go quiet. Um, and so with the Mike McCarthy thing, I think that we're gonna look back on this and be like, okay, this is a catapult thing. This is not this is our coach for the next couple years. But I agree with you. I was very interested in Clint Kubiak for this job. And
Definitely.
I
I
said that I was so interested in Clint Kubiak for this job because I like the offensive scheme, and it seemed very easy for guys to get. It don't seem like a tough scheme where I gotta do backflips and flip around and spin this way, spin that way with the ball, and a bunch of no. It was very simple plays to where you can move the ball down the field. And to be honest with you, I'm looking at our team and I'm just like, what are we doing at QB? I think
yeah.
that is my main thing. I don't think we need to run it back with Aaron Rodgers at all. That was the question I would want your thoughts on too, because the QB situation to me, we gotta fix this. This can't be this can't be it. You know what I'm saying? This just can't be it for us. Like, who do you think gonna be our quarterback going into 2026? No, who do you want? Let's start with that. Who do you want to be our quarterback going into 2026?
All right. Well, first thing first, agree with you about the quarterback and everything that you said so far. Feel you on point with those. But to answer the question about the quarterback, who do I want? I want
Mhm.
to see what Will Howard can do.
Okay.
I want to see, can Mike McCarthy do what he's known to do? And
Yeah.
that's why when it comes to the Mike McCarthy hire, I'm not sold on it, but I'm willing to
Mhm.
give it a shot
Yeah.
because of what he's known for. And he is not the worst coach in the world. This is not the worst hire. And I just want to go further with the D minus explanation, like the grade and the explanation behind that. I want younger. I just feel we need to get younger. I just feel like, just like Tomlin, the league is passing them by, and it's just time to get a younger mind in the locker room, point
Mhm.
blank. But the good thing about Mike McCarthy hire is that he can develop quarterbacks. We've seen it with AR, we've seen it with Jordan Love.
Mhm.
He do the same with Will Howard or whoever the starting quarterback is going to be. But if it's Aaron Rodgers at this point, you're getting what you're getting, which is why I don't want Aaron Rodgers, but I feel the quarterback is going to be Aaron Rodgers with Will Howard having to sit the bench again because of Mike McCarthy's relationship with Aaron Rodgers. The Steelers already making it known that they're willing to bring him back if he wants to come back. But
Mhm.
now, who do I think should be is Will Howard, because first thing first, it's like you're young, you have a good arm, you're mobile.
Mhm.
Let's see, can you be able to read defenses? Let's
Mhm.
see, can Mike McCarthy be able to do what he's known to do, which is develop young guys and
Mhm.
make them a good quarterback, good to great quarterback. Obviously, you're in the AFC North, you're battling with Lamar Jackson, Joe
Mhm.
Burrow, and whoever the HE double hockey sticks the quarterback is going to be in Cleveland. Um, then you look outside your division, there's Patrick Mahomes, there's Josh
Mhm.
Allen, there's CJ Stroud, there's Trevor Lawrence. You need someone who is young enough to be around all of them, but as well as someone who you know that can hang with them or play better than them. Now,
Mhm.
obviously, Patrick Mahomes is out the equation. You're not going to get nobody better than that guy.
Mhm.
Let's call it like it is. But
No.
can you get somebody better than Josh Allen? Maybe. Can you get someone better than Joe Burrow? I don't like the chances there either. Can you
No.
get somebody better than Lamar Jackson?
Mhm.
Maybe. But with the Will Howard situation, I just feel like he needs a shot. Like we may not be able, we may first of all, we may not have to draft a quarterback if
Mhm.
Will Howard is, what I feel he can be, which
Mhm.
is a good to great quarterback, maybe elite. We don't know. Like we only have, when you think about it, one elite quarterback in all phases right now in today's era, and that's Patrick Mahomes.
Correct.
Everyone else is good to great quarterbacks.
Correct.
The great quarterbacks like the Josh Allen's, the Joe Burrows, and then there's the Lamar Jacksons, and then there's the good quarterbacks like the Jalen Hurts, the CJ Strauss, and those names are there. Can
Mhm.
Will Howard be in a category of either one of those things, either one
Mhm.
of those two categories?
Mhm.
The jury is still out for. Like
Correct.
we would never know if we don't give him the shot. And I don't get why Steeler Nation don't want this young guy to get the chance. We all can agree that that offensive system for the past 5 years is not good for any quarterback, let alone a guy who is still trying to get his feet wet in the league. Will Howard, I've seen what he can do, and I get it. College and NFL is two different things. It's two different worlds. I understand that. But we've seen in his days at Ohio State what he can do within a competent and well coached system. Can
Correct.
the Steelers have that under Mike McCarthy? Can Mike McCarthy be that guy that can develop quarterbacks, which he's known to be? Aaron Rodgers, we're never going to get the answer to that. Will Howard, we can, or whoever they draft. But I just feel like Will Howard, he should get the fair shot. Like everyone complained that Mason Rudolph didn't get the fair chance. Well,
Mhm.
guess what? I feel Will Howard is a better quarterback than Mason Rudolph. I feel
Okay.
he can take care of the football. I feel he can read defenses. He's a lot more athletic and tough and mobile. And I just feel he's the better thrower than Mason Rudolph. I just feel like what we have behind Aaron Rodgers right now is better than what we have had in the past 4 to 5 seasons. Point blank, period. Everything but Roethlisberger. That's the only thing that I won't say. Will Howard in the past 5 years, him and Rodgers, I just feel like Will Howard would not be better than. But everyone else, yes, Kenny Pickett was not great, and I admit I was wrong about him.
Me
Mason
too.
Rudolph, I was never sold on because I just Never felt he was starting quarterback material. And I
Hmm.
just felt that was a waste of a draft pick. You're
Yeah,
not better than Ben. You're not better than Landry Jones. Why are we drafting you? And we had a team that was clearly in a win now mode, everything but the secondary, which is something they should have been addressing. But back to the basis, Will Howard needs to be the starting quarterback in 2026.
I,
Bottom line, he's going to put you in the predicament where either he is the guy or you're going to be able the following draft year to draft the guy.
yes,
Aaron Rodgers, at best, at worst, correct me, at worst, you're going to be a 10-7 football team.
correct. Right
You
back in the same
need-
spot.
Exactly. Exactly. You need to be either in a position where you have your guy or you're going to draft your guy.
Yeah,
Will Howard, is he going to be the guy or is he going to be the guy to a point you have your quarterback or is he going to be the guy that sucks that's going to put you in a predicament to get your quarterback? That should be the priority right now for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it starts with not bringing Aaron Rodgers back, allowing Mike McCarthy to develop Will Howard or whoever comes after him and just going from there because he already sat a year behind Aaron Rodgers. He
hmm,
don't need to sit anymore.
hmm,
We need to get younger, and it starts with that era right there.
yes. I agree. I agree with every point that you made. The quarterback that I would want. Now I've been screaming this name since I found out that he's a free agent. It's Malik Willis for me. It's been Malik Willis this whole time. I watched Malik Willis play last year, and I watched him develop how he's developed in Green Bay. I love everything I see. I love the legs, the arm talent, him being able to make every throw in the book. I mean, I watched him even the game against Baltimore where he lost in the game, but he was keeping up stride for stride with them. And I watched how he just dissect defenses. He used his legs when it was necessary. Um, I would like to see him with Mike McCarthy and see how that fit would be because for me, I see I see some potential there. There's a really high I see a really high ceiling for him. That's the name for me that out of all these guys stuck out. But Will Howard to me, if you hit on Will Howard as an organization as the Steelers, do you understand that's the 6th round pick?
Who's a
That's
national
the sixth
champion quarterback?
round pick, and he's a national champion. You got this guy for a bargain. There's no money attached. Do you understand if you hit on that, what kind of value that brings to the team? And you don't have to pay him right now. You don't have to pay him right now. And so to me, if all things being, if we're staying in the house, I say Will Howard. If we're going outside the house, I say Malik Willis. And we got a couple of people in the chat um, right here that are sending their comments in. I want to thank you guys for joining us here on the Renegade Rundown right here. Um, you got on time talk, sports talk, saying Josh Allen is the second best quarterback in the league. Then you have
Differ.
Brandon Combs right here. He's saying Josh Allen not elite as well, but I'm here for it. Uh, we already did my quarterback, carousel thing that I did. Definitely y'all should check that out for sure. Um, I like I said, I actually agree. Josh Allen to me is teetering on that scale. You can't keep losing, like you've been losing and everything like that.
Oh
Then
yeah,
you have,
last year I don't know
yeah.
what happened with Buffalo last
Oh
year.
yeah, not yeah,
Opportunity and they blew it.
yeah.
Elite quarterbacks don't do that. I'm sorry. No Burrow, no Jackson, no Mahomes, and you still could.
Mahomes, you don't win the Super Bowl. Yeah, sorry, buddy. And then
He's a good
yeah,
quarterback, but an
yeah,
elite quarterback, it's a toss up.
yeah, yeah,
It's a
yeah.
toss. And I used to call him an elite quarterback,
Hmm.
but here's the reality. He has not played elite in moments that matter most. This is
Correct.
Bills have not been to a Super Bowl since Jim Kelly.
Yeah, yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, to me, you too talented. You way too talented for that. And for me, last year I said that. I said this is his only shot because I don't think you're gonna get another shot.
Or his best shot. I'll
Yeah,
say his best shot.
you said his best shot. You want to
Definitely.
know why I say only? Because trust me, Mahomes will be back eventually. Lamar's going to be there. Joe got to stay healthy. I can't even. That's a Joe got to stay healthy.
It's not even enough time to talk about that.
Yeah.
I just think that, sorry to cut you off, but when it comes to that, I think Joe Burrow's healthiness is the least of their problems in Cincinnati because
your defense. Yeah, you're right.
Joe Burrow stayed healthy all 2024 season, and the Bengals still didn't get to the playoffs.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
That's third in the division because your offensive line just sucks. Running game is mediocre, and then don't get me started on defense, who just lost Trey Hendrickson.
That defense.
Yeah, Burrow's health is the least. It's a worry, but I just gave you three different things that are a lot more higher up on that priority. We know that Burrow's going to do his numbers with Higgins and Chase there in the lineup. Mm-hmm. So, but obviously he can't do his numbers if he don't stay healthy. So, his health does play a role. But even with him healthy, the Bengals won't get to the playoffs, or it won't mean anything if they don't fix those three things.
Yeah.
Offensive line, mediocre running game, and atrocious defense that's just an atrocity.
Yeah. I agree on that one. Somebody in the comments said Drew Aller would be a great pick for the Steelers. Keep Drew Aller in Penn State. Don't keep him away from the Steelers, please. I watched him 4 years. Wasn't impressed, not a year. There wasn't 1 year I was impressed with Drew Aller. I'm not going to lie to you. He's 6'5". He's a big quarterback, bigger guy. Will Howard actually type body-wise, but we already got Will Howard. We don't need Drew Aller too. That makes no sense for us.
But this is the thing. Like I said about the Will Howard situation, back to our Steelers, he's either going to put you in a predicament where you have the guy within him, because you haven't had a quarterback that size since Big Ben, right?
Yeah.
It's like you either going to have the guy with him, or he's going to stink so bad that you're going to be put in a predicament, in a situation for the following draft where you can get your guy.
Yeah.
But we won't be able to do those things if we don't give him the shot.
Yeah.
We got to move on from Aaron Rodgers. But see, with Aaron Rodgers' bromance with Mike McCarthy, and Mike McCarthy only seeming like he cares to hire his friends than actual good to great candidates, that might hold the team back from doing the things they need to do to be better for the foreseeable future. We have to get younger.
Correct.
This is why I was not high. Everyone was like, oh yeah, our quarterback's going to be developed with Mike McCarthy. That's cool. The offensive line, what about them? Defense, he's not good developing defenses or making them better than what they are. Let's go with let's go with everything else, because let's not act like his offense don't favoritize certain people too. And people like me had complaints. Is he going to be able to put together an offense that's going to give the ball the Pat Fryer move, run the ball more efficiently with Jalen Warren? Kenneth Gainwell is a free agent. Are we going to bring him back? There's too many question marks. With at best in the past 5 years, a mediocre head coach who is not better than the head coach everyone called for, including me. And it's like the reason why I wanted Tomlin gone is because I wanted a younger guy. I wanted one that is for today's league. Don't get me wrong. And you know what? I'm about to flip the script real quick before we get back to this. Let me clarify this right now. Mike Tomlin deserves his flowers. Without question, he is one of the greatest head coaches to not only brace the Pittsburgh Steelers, but to brace the NFL, and is without question a future Hall of Fame head coach. But when you consistently, in moments that matter most, get beat at your own game, because that's what that playoff game versus Houston alone. Ever since they've met, DeMeco Ryans has just been beating Tomlin at his own game. Defensive battle, running the football, quarterback playing game manager more than anything, and still winning the game. His defense and Mike Tomlin's won the turnover battle last year and still lost by double digits. That is a problem when you're getting beat at your own game. The playoff loss versus Jacksonville, they played your type of football against you. Vice versa with the Cleveland Browns. This is not just one coach beating you at your own game, it's multiple coaches, which is a significant sign of decline. That's why I felt it was time for Tomlin to go. It
Yeah,
ain't because he's not a good coach, because obviously, look, you cannot sit here and say the man is not a good coach.
yeah, no, yeah,
You have not had a losing record season in nearly 20 years. You are literally the only head coach in this modern day era that's most likely will ever be said about again. Then let's start with the fact that you won and got these teams to at least a 500 or better record when on paper they were like a 4-13.
yep,
That says a lot too. And then you hardly had a quarterback. But when you had someone that you could get a shot with, you chose to flip the script to a guy that you favored more, and not because of his play on the field, but because his personality off the field, and it led to the same result, just
yep,
like he did this year. And that was the issue. That was the issue. You can't keep doing these things to young guys, coming up with the same results, and then eventually they're going to look at you. And I said this back in 2022 or 2023 when they started hollering "Fire Canada" all in Acrisure Stadium. I
yeah. I
said
remember that.
it's going to be a matter of time, right? Before they started the Fire Tomlin chants.
Yep,
Year 2, 3 seasons down the road, what did we hear versus the Buffalo Bills? What did we hear versus the Houston Texans when he was exiting the field? This is why I say, to avoid your legacy from being tarnished,
mm-hmm.
need the organization step down, or Art Rooney, you're gonna have to get some balls and pull the plug. But
Yeah,
a new era, a new, fresh, young-minded era was needed in Pittsburgh. And this is where it pisses me off about Mike McCarthy, because
mm-hmm.
I don't see any better. I
Mm-mm.
don't. I see us still being stale,
Yep,
everyone's passing us by, being old-fashioned. We're trying to play 2000s football in 2026 is what I see with Mike McCarthy.
yep,
That is not going to fly, especially in a division like yours. When healthy is arguably the hardest to win. You got the number one, number two, top three defense in the lights of the Cleveland Browns in that division. Then let's look at the offenses and see what they're capable of in Baltimore and Cincinnati when they're healthy. You
mm-hmm.
have to be able to have a defense that can answer that. Yes, you got the players, but now with Tomlin gone, Terrell Austin gone, these new hires, I'm not sold on with you, who's known to tarnish defenses instead of developing and making them better and bringing the best out of them. Can you answer those calls? Can you come up with schemes and things of that nature to respond to this? And right now, it's a no. I'm hoping I'm wrong. And while, yes, you are someone who could get this team to a 10-7 record, into a playoff spot or whatever, to an AFC North title, while I'm not so because of all the things I already said,
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to give it a shot because we know what you can do when you do have the right team. But he has to build it. And it starts with getting a young quarterback that you know that has potential, that you can do what you do best, which is develop, and
Mm-hmm.
going with that, getting
Yep,
the ball going, getting the ball rolling. You can't do that with a 43-year-old quarterback, because at this point, you keep bringing Aaron Rodgers back. Why did we move on from Roethlisberger? Why did everybody want Ben retired? Because you wanted somebody younger and more mobile. Now we got somebody who's almost the size of Ben with mobility, who could throw the football, who could read defense as well. We're still highly sold on Mr. Rudolph for whatever reason, but we're going to put a national champion quarterback on the bench. He's a national champion quarterback for a reason, and I think that this will be the time for us to give him the chance to display to the league that reason.
yeah. I agree with that for sure. I am 100% behind that one because of the fact that I'm just tired of the Band-Aid quarterback. I swear, we're like a retirement home for quarterbacks.
That part.
Every quarterback that comes through Pittsburgh, they retire shortly after they leave, or they don't be good. They don't be nothing after they leave. It's really bad. Uh, but what do you think is our biggest position of need? Because personally, for me, I think it's outside of the quarterback. We know, I think it's wide receiver. I
Okay.
mean, Alvin Austin is gone. I mean, well, he's a free agent. We don't know whether we're going to bring him back or not.
They should.
I think they should. DK, we got DK, and then we got me at the other receiver position because they don't know who else is out there. I could try out for that. And I'm just thinking about this draft, and I'm looking at. I'm like, there's some guys in this draft that I really do like. I think we have to go receiver. I do. I think we go. I think we have to go receiver pretty early. I don't think we should wait. And let's see. Let's see. Receiver to me was a huge issue last year. I do. I do. I think receiver is our main outside of the quarterback, of course. I say receiver.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that one. Um, I definitely put wide receiver for myself too. Uh,
Hmm.
I actually have a couple of needs. So, um, yeah, wide receiver being number one. First thing
Hmm.
first, everyone who knows me knows how sold on Calvin Austin I am. And I just
Yeah.
feel like just like Pat Fryermuth, he didn't get the fair shot in these offenses either. He don't even get the darn ball. And I don't understand what the problem is. I'm not saying that he's as good as Tyreek Hill, but I'm
Hmm.
saying when I said what I said about Calvin Austin last year, all over X/Twitter, whatever you want to call it, I'm gonna call it
Hmm.
Twitter. But anyway, point being, I raved and ranted on social media, right? That you can play Calvin Austin the same way you play Tyreek Hill if you can dial up the right play calls. The problem is we have not had a coordinator, we have not had a coach, we have not had an offense that puts people like him and Pat Fryermuth in predicaments to show their full potential.
Correct.
Bottom line. So everyone say, "Oh, well, Calvin Austin can go. We have Roman Wilson." First of all, I don't think Roman Wilson is better than Calvin Austin.
Not
It's
at all.
slot. I think Calvin Austin could definitely be one of the best slot wide receivers in the league if he's given the fair shot. And the fair shot is one, putting him in the slot, two,
Yeah.
putting him on the field more often, three, playing him the same way the Chiefs and the Dolphins played Tyreek Hill. That's
Correct.
just how I feel. I feel like he reminds me a lot of Tyreek Hill. Obviously, he's not as good. He's
Yeah.
not elite. No one is. Tyreek Hill to me is an all-time great wide receiver. People seem to forget how great Tyreek Hill was before he went to Miami. Yes, he had Patrick Mahomes, but let's not act like we wasn't talking about him prior to that. Let's
Yes,
not
we
act
were.
like he wasn't a Pro Bowler, at least. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
yes, every Batman has his Robin. While yes, Patrick Mahomes was Batman, Kelsey Tyreek Hill was his Robins. We get it. Every great wide receiver needs a great quarterback. Heinz
Correct.
Ward had Big Ben. Antonio Brown had Big Ben. Deion
Correct.
Branch, Randy Moss had Tom Brady. Jerry Rice had Joe Montana. Come on now.
Yep.
Flo had Donovan McNabb. Are we serious? Michael Irvin had Troy Aikman.
Yep.
We've seen it all. Dallas Clark had Peyton Manning. So
Mhm.
did Demarius Thomas.
Yep.
Every wide receiver needs a good quarterback. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins got Joe Burrow when he's healthy. Come on.
Correct.
What is a great wide receiver without a good quarterback or a quarterback that can capitalize on your greatness and
Yep.
your abilities to be great, especially in moments that matter most? Let's
Yep.
cut it out here. Has Calvin Austin had a great quarterback? We've seen with Aaron Rodgers what he's capable of. We kind of started seeing it a little with Russell Wilson, but we started to see it more with Aaron Rodgers, someone who can read defense, someone who can put the ball where it needs to be and put him in predicaments to succeed. Let's not act like you can argue, besides the missed field goal, you won that game versus the Ravens last year because of Calvin Austin's abilities to get open.
Correct.
Not act like let's not act like that's not the truth right here.
Correct.
Yes, defense may have had a candle or two in that, but let's not act like they did not give up touchdowns to Zay Flowers and Isaiah Likely that nearly cost you the division.
Oh my
And
gosh.
also scoring that touchdown and getting open gave you a lead in a game that you end up winning because of missed field goal. But would that missed field goal happen if Calvin Austin did not get open to show you his full potential, which is a preview to what you have, what you can have with him when you put him in a predicament or in the best predicament possible to succeed. The Steelers have not done that. Now
No.
back to the other reasons why you need a wide receiver. Because yes, Calvin Austin is your number 3. DK Metcalf can be your number 1, possibly your number 2. But I think they should definitely go early in the draft. Possibly see if they could trade up and get Camille Tate out of Ohio State. I would definitely love that
Yeah,
with Will Howard as the starting quarterback to see
I
what
would
they
love that too.
and see can we get that 1-2, that 1-2 punch with that 3 piece if we need. And then you have that with Pat Fryermuth, with a guy that could develop an offense and a young quarterback. I think
Mhm.
that right there can show some good potential and can be something that you can build a young team off of. So answering that, number 1, wide receiver. Another
Mhm.
need I'll say is cornerback, which because you're gonna need somebody young to pair with JP
Yeah.
or JPJ is what y'all call him, Joey Porter Jr. I'll say
Yeah.
safety will be another need with Ramsey agent, Deshaun Elliott entering year number 8. I think they should start investing more into some young talent in the secondary. So I would say this: number 1, wide receiver; number 2, DB.
Yeah. I agree. DB to me is going to be very interesting because I think at corner, JPJ to me the to me would be like the guy that I would look at and be like, he made a huge leap from second year to third year. People are looking at his numbers or whatever, but JPJ was pretty locked down. I mean, of course, JPJ gonna have to. I already know he gonna have the penalties. He gonna have some penalties, but even last year he cut those down. He really cut those down, and I think that pairing another guy with him, I want a rangy long guy, like the dude from Clemson. His brother's in the NFL. Terrell. Avion. I want to say his name is. I want to say it's Avion. I don't want to mess up his name, but he plays at Clemson. His brother is in Atlanta. Um, um, oh my gosh, the corner from Atlanta. I'm trying to remember his name. Terrell. Terrell. I know his last name is Terrell,
Yeah,
but
yeah, that's AJ Terrell.
AJ Terrell, yeah, yep, he got a yep, and then his brother is a dog. He went crazy at the combine, and I watched how he played. I said, "Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect." Right next to Joey, now we got the cornerback situation taken care of.
Which
We
would be interesting because the Falcons actually played the Steelers in Acrisure this year. So that would
yeah,
definitely say brother versus
yeah, I love when the Steelers play against the Falcons. I grew up in Atlanta, so um, everybody think I'm a Falcon fan. I'm like, no, no, no. We black and gold over here through and through, yo. Black and gold over here. Um, but yeah, we got a couple positions of needs, but we agree on the receiver because
definitely.
I like Romeo Dubs. I forgot he's a free agent. I would not mind him with us at all.
But
Come on,
do you
receiver
think
from Green Bay.
hold on? Do you think they should invest into AJ Brown? Because rumor has it he might be out of Philly.
Uh, I pray on that one. That's one of those where we got to make sure our quarterback situation is straight because it doesn't make like, man, do you go for that? I'm in the middle with that because somebody brought that up. They brought that up. They were like, "What about AJ Brown and DK Metcalf being a dude?" I said I actually wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it at all. I would have to see who the quarterback going to be for both though. Like for that, I mean for that situation, because you got to be a quarterback that's going to be able to spread the ball around. Because we already know AJ. That. I would entertain the idea. Put it like I'd make a phone call. Put it like that. The Steelers got 12 draft picks and is going into this draft. You can entertain a phone call. Call see what the price is for that. I would call it. See,
Yeah, I
yeah,
would.
yeah. Just
I need a young guy.
mm-hmm.
I need a young guy, but I don't want a guy that can't throw. And I just feel like we have a guy like Will Howard who can throw. This is why I want Will Howard. But see, here's another thing I want to add. When I say I want Will Howard, I want him, but I want him to have the same exact opportunity that Bill Coward was able to give Big Ben when he first came into the league. Because
Correct.
one will say The same things that people are saying about Will Howard right now, they were saying about Roethlisberger.
Mm.
He ain't elite quarterback. He ain't this. He
He
ain't
slow. He
going to
too big.
because
Yeah.
he's inexperienced because he only played a year in high school and blah 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 blah. We've heard it all. Now this dude is what, one more year away from being eligible from wearing a gold jacket.
Correct.
So it's like when it comes to the naysayers, who cares?
Yeah.
It's like we won't know until you won't. You. It's like a wise person once said, "You don't know unless you try."
Yep.
Why not give Will Howard the chance?
Yeah.
First of all, you don't have a Super Bowl team.
Not at all.
Get out of that fantasy crap.
Yeah,
Oh,
get out of there.
he's gonna hold us back. Hold you back from what?
Another first round exit.
Reload stage.
Yes.
Reloading on your offense, reloading on your defense, because you're just loading up on what you already have at this point on defense, as you should, because you got guys that are still in their prime, and you got talent that is still coming, young talent that is still coming to their shell, coming out of their shell and coming, more to themselves. Okay, your offense is the biggest concern. We know what the defense can do when healthy and when they have the good opportunities and the right opportunities. But you need an offense that's going to be able to capitalize on those opportunities. That should be the priority. We should not be going anywhere in this draft first if we are not addressing the needs on this offense, which is why we should start wide receiver. Correct. Get DK Metcalf some help. Now, he got to step it up.
Yes.
You step it up because you just got paid big money,
big dollars,
right? To be this guy that we expect you to be. I wanted DK Metcalf in Pittsburgh. I said him or DJ Moore got to make it here to the 4-1-2. Yeah. But DJ Moore is another candidate that is rumored to be traded.
Yeah.
We make a move for him. And that will be the golden opportunity for Will Howard to show us what he has with either him, AJ Brown, or Camille Tate out of Ohio State. Whoever, this draft coming up, the wide receiver talent is so elite. You could go late rounds, but why go late with bigger need on your team right now? Yeah. You're not going to get the great quarterback. You're going to get a guy that you're going to have to develop anyway. So why not start with the dude that's already on your roster who sat behind Aaron Rodgers and probably learned some things. You're not going to get a better mentor than Aaron Rodgers. So he sat behind the best name to learn from, behind Patrick Mahomes, that's available right now in the league. Then on top of that, he's a young guy, mobility, obviously has the size that you need of a quarterback to compete in a physical division like the AFC North, who could be your guy. But we don't know for sure if we don't try with him. If we don't give it a try. It's like, here's the thing. And I've said this, and I'm going to say this till I'm blue in the face. He's either going to be the guy or he's going to put you in a predicament, in a position so you can get your guy.
Yep.
There's no in between. None. Yep. Give the boy a chance.
Yep.
And roll with that.
Yeah.
From there, if he's the guy, kudos. Let's buff up that offensive line. Let's buff it up either way. Agree with your comment there, James. I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
But and I just feel like I feel like the offensive line, right? Yes, definitely address that. But I feel you can address that in free agency with all these releases happening. And I also feel like you can address that late in the round late in the draft because that position is deep. But the reason I'm saying wide receiver first, because you need a dude that you know is going to be the truth, that's going to be elite. And DK Metcalf is either going to put him in position to be your number one or be your number two. There is no in between that. Re-sign Calvin Austin, put him in the slot, play him the way that you would play Tyreek Hill if he was on your team. And that will put Will Howard or Aaron Rodgers or whoever the quarterback will be in 2026 in a predicament where there's no excuse, because we know what that offensive line can do. We know that them guys can block. We know that, especially with Broderick Jones coming back. He was missing. Troy Fantu, he's coming back. Mason, he's here.
Yep.
So you got guys that you could build around. You don't need high draft picks for offensive line. You got free agency, which you got the cap space for. You actually one
Yep.
of the highest cap spaces in the league. Then,
Mm-hmm.
then in the process, right? You also have um the NFL draft where the talent is deep. So
Correct.
you address that need last.
Correct.
Wide receiver, cornerback, right?
Yep.
Safety, O line in that order. You should not be prioritizing a quarterback right now.
Yeah.
Give Howard the shot. He's either going to be the guy or he's going to put you in a predicament to have to. Either way, it will lead to no excuses for whoever the guy is, and that includes the guy himself. And that's that.
Yep. I feel you on that. And the O line was one of the bright spots on the team from last year that I thought that we got a lot out of them young guys, and they got a lot of good experience. So I think with the offensive line thing, I think we're gonna be pretty good there, and we're young. And Frazier, to me, the center, he's such a stud. He's gonna be an all pro very soon, a pro bowler very soon.
About him.
Yes. Yeah, Frazier. That's my guy right there. Because I've been watching him. I've been watching him just develop, and I'm like, okay, we got us a center. Now we can build out to all the other positions. Broderick, I think he gonna come back and be good. But Cook, the rookie that we had in when he left, I like him. I like Cook. I do. Now he had a bad game, but he played against some elite. That's some elite guys in Houston. But that was the only bad game he had. I mean, he was shutting out Miles Garrett when he played against them. And I was like, I think these guys are really, really developing really well, man. And Fatanu, I'm so proud of, man. I'm so
Yeah.
proud he made the switch and he was good over there. Mason, I call him Nasty Mason because he get in the trenches.
Mason
The good
McCormick.
part is Sayamalu, I think is gone after this year. So I think we get somebody, either get a vet or get somebody young there.
I want
Um,
somebody young. I want
yeah,
somebody to come up with the quarterback.
yeah. Somebody said, "What are our thoughts on Denzel Smith?" What's up, man? He said, "What are our thoughts on the Steelers trying to get back Minka?"
We should have never. We
We
should
should
have.
have never got rid of him. So you're talking to two people that said keep him. So if we could get Minka back, if they release him, if I'm Pittsburgh, that's the first dude I'm calling.
Right.
Hey,
Like,
Minka, you want to come back? What are you
yeah.
talking
Exactly.
about?
Come on, Miami. Cut
Yeah,
him. Cut him.
yeah.
I want to touch on that a little bit. First,
Mm-hmm.
let me clarify this. I love Jalen Ramsey here in Pittsburgh. I think
Me
he's a
too.
great fit. I
Mm-hmm.
just felt like we should have gave up draft picks instead of players. Because
Yes,
the fact that we lost Minka and got Jonu Smith, who I hope they release, because
me
he's a
too.
waste of time. No
Yeah,
offense, but you're a waste of money. Um, and lost Minka Fitzpatrick, it's sad.
yeah.
While the good thing that came out for us in that trade is Jalen
Mm-hmm.
Ramsey. But you know what they say, you can't have your cake and eat it too. But if
Yeah.
we get an opportunity to get him, Minka, Deshaun, Joey Porter Jr., a young cat out of this draft who is
Mm-hmm.
good at a cornerback position, which you have plenty of talent that is,
Correct.
with TJ, Nick Herbig, Alex Highsmith, Jack Sawyer, Cameron Hayward. Who else we missing here? The rookie
Harmon.
Morgan.
Yeah.
Ah,
Them
yeah.
dudes are dogs, man.
That's your defensive line. And that's your defensive
Good. You're
line
really
here.
straight for real.
Police back there, you better ask somebody.
Yes.
No excuse. It would be no excuse for whoever,
None.
for any coaches on that defensive staff. There is no excuse for
You
anybody
got everything you need.
there. I don't think Minka sucks. I don't
No.
think Minka's washed. I think the systems he was in his last days in Pittsburgh and his days in Miami, which the entire organization is washed.
Yes.
I feel like those are washed. And
Yeah.
that's what made Minka look bad. But we seen what good play calling and good coaching does. And
Yeah.
that's what I feel like, yeah. I just felt like that's what Minka has not been in for the past 2 to 3 years, and that's why everybody has their opinions about him. But bring him back to Pittsburgh, put him in a good predicament, put him around some of the best in the league. He'll remind you why he still is one of them, if not the best.
Correct. I agree with that.
Welcome back, Minka. I can put my Minka jersey back on too. Because darn it, man, I was mad. I was happy we got Ramsey, but I was not happy.
I was mad about that. I was like, oh no, not Minka. Not Minka. I said that. I was like, not Minka, man. This gotta be fake. This gotta be fake, right?
I just hope that it was one of those moments like it was when Adam Schefter announced that Antonio Brown was being traded to the Buffalo Bills. I was really praying that it was one of those moments, but unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. It was so.
Yeah. So, man, look, we got a lot accomplished today. I'm so happy about this, excited for the season, excited for everything, man. This has been an amazing opening show for sure.
The entire roster, they're on a proven deal with me.
Yes.
The whole organization. But I'm going to just say this. If it does not play out well, Art Rooney needs
got to go. Art Rooney got to go.
Big time.
Yes, I agree, man. Yeah, man, this has been a fun episode, you guys. This has been the Renegade Rundown Show, man. I'm Casanova, my co-host Shay. We're gonna bring it to y'all. So y'all be prepared for Tuesdays at 6. The passion, and you're gonna hear it heavy too when we bring it to you guys, man. So I appreciate y'all. Shay, you got any last words for the people?
So, yep. If you're not seeing me up here, you will see me once again back on my podcast show called The Shay Mac Show, where I cover all the leagues of major, as well as on social media as Shay Mac Sports. So you can give me a follow on those too, just to keep and stay up to date. Other than that,
that's everything. We appreciate y'all. We're gonna see y'all next Tuesday, 6 Eastern. Be here. We got a lot more to talk about. All right, you guys. Until next time. See y'all. There we go.
Yeah, hey, drop.
Prime Coverage Sports Network. Real coverage, real conversation.